Support for Radio Friends comes from La Brunerie Financial, where they work to ensure a lifetime of financial security for people from all walks of life, from investment services to retirement plans. If you're looking for a trustworthy company that has the experience and knowledge to put your interests first, contact La Brunerie Financial, a community-based investment counseling firm since 1966. Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Monday, January the 2nd, 2023. Happy New Year to you. I'm glad you're with us today, and hopefully you'll stick around the whole year. Yeah, now we have to get used to saying 2023. Just finished signing checks with 2022. Now we have to start all over again.
I often get confused.
Yes. Walter Bargen is with us, and of course, Walter has been on here many times. Walter was the first Missouri Poet Laureate, and we're glad to have you with us on Radio Friends.
And I'm glad to be here.
Now, this is something we've done over the years, as we take a look at some beautiful artwork and poetry that you have written.
Well, I'm not responsible for the photographs.
Right, right.
Those are taken by other people. They appear on the inside back cover of today's Farmer magazine, which is published by MFA.
Okay.
And it comes out 10 times a year, and I have 10 poems in there, one for each different photograph.
That go with the photograph.
That go with the photograph.
Okay, so the first one is a really winter-looking photograph. Listening on the radio, it's leaves that are full of ice, or are those ice crystals?
Those are ice crystals.
Ice crystals. Okay.
This is ice forming on a window.
It looks like ferns that are frozen, but it's ice crystals on the windows. And
yes.
The words that go with it are
through an icy quiet, feathery flights cross a glass sky. How quickly we lose our perch in this scintillating landscape, headed into unknown beauty, but never leaving the warmth of the room. As we stare out, we stare inward.
And that is freezing cold. Mm-hmm. Now here's another one. The next one, what month was this?
The last one was the January-December issue from the beginning of this past year.
Now,
this is the December-January issue of the end of this year.
Okay, and here we have a dog that's looking through broken ice, it looks like, into a creek.
It is. And this short poem goes, what worlds we walk feeling safe until the ice cracks and we face some fragment of an unknown earth, where the cracking is a bark and a curious border collie comes running to save us from our lost selves. Yeah,
that's nice. The next one it looks like it's in either spring or summer, but it's a windmill.
This is from March 22.
Okay, so we're going into spring.
Yes, we're going into spring.
And the words that go with the picture of the windmill on the farm?
Well, this windmills, I always think of the Dust Bowl. You know, they seem to be emblematic for me. And so there's a reference, strong reference to the Dust Bowl in this particular poem. The windmill's clatter is still heard on near still dry days. During the Great Depression, sand dunes parked on Main Street and set on couches in living rooms. When thistle was pickled and eaten, when the full force of a mile-high sandstorm electrified barbed wire fences and transformed windmills into giant July 4th sparklers, their maniacal blades spinning off sparks through the granular darkness.
Okay. The next one is, are these apple blossoms or peach blossoms?
I don't know what type of fruit blossoms they are, but it is in an orchard.
Yeah, and there's a bumblebee in there pollinating. So let's think of warm weather.
I'm all for that.
Okay.
I'm all for that.
The words that go with this one.
Pistil, stamen, and all unnamed life, folded in white petals in seamless sunlight, welcoming a bee to feast, a pollinator working its way into an orchard of sweetness and the next season's fruits.
Okay. Now, the next one is a picture of a llama, And you were telling me that farmers do have llamas on their farm to protect the herd because the llamas are very protective of the animals that they're supposed to watch.
Yes, they are.
And the words that go with this?
This is written as if the llama is speaking.
Okay, so the llama is speaking right now. If you're watching on television, there's a beautiful shot of a llama there with the cows in the background listening to what the llama has to say.
How did I get here? All I remember is that I once walked on the backs of gods, each snow-capped Andean peak its own sacred domain. But now, behind woven fencing and barbed wire, I'm leader of the pack, and nothing to do with that 1955 song by the Shangri-Las, another place I've yet to visit. Feisty but a dedicated guard, the cows are ready for milking.
Okay. And we have one last one, and I got to put my glasses on for this. We're looking at the cows. And there's one cow, and there's a farmer, and the sun streaming through, it looks like bare trees.
Well, this is definitely a fall picture.
Yeah.
And this is the month of November.
Okay.
22. Of course, there's the cow that jumped over the moon, and now, most nights, it has a milky shine. And there's the cow that leads the herd back to the barn each evening, never late and always ready to feast. Then there's the cow that's tired of waiting, looking over her shoulder at the tractor that can hardly make it up the hill. The late fall's light dazzles the driver with a holy glow of dusty dusk, leaving the cow unsure if they are coming or going.
Okay. That pretty much sums it up. Walter, you have a wonderful way with words. What do you say to somebody listening or watching that feels that they have the ability to write poetry, but they don't know how to go about it? They don't know how to perhaps put it down on paper or to get it published. How do you get started?
That's a really difficult and complex answer.
To answer in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, yes. There are at least two things that you need to do if you want to become a writer. One is that you have to read and read and read, because that reading is probably the best teacher of writing. This is not to diminish in any way instructors of writing,
right?
Because they can speed you along in the process and they can prevent you from getting stuck in a rut somewhere. But you also have to write, and you really need to write daily, because it's through practice that you improve. And I don't know of anyone who ever thought that they wanted to become a writer if they wrote every day they didn't improve. It just you become so much more versatile, and so much more practiced by it.
So that was an answer very quickly that could take hours to really do it justice. But we're out of time, Walter. I appreciate you coming by. If people want your poetry, how do they get it quickly?
Skylark Books and on the internet.
Okay, you got it.
Amazon.
Or from the trunk of his car. Bye-bye.